Hello everybody, my name is Nathan Sifu.
And welcome to Let's Play Eternal Darkness Sanity's Requiem. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy the game with me.
Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting.
While this intro is playing, I wanted to add a little bit of commentary for the VidMe community. For those of you who don't know, this is actually a Let's Play series that I posted quite a while ago on my YouTube channel when my recording equipment wasn't quite as good as it is now. And to my knowledge, nobody has posted a Let's Play series of Eternal Darkness Sanity's Requiem on VidMe. That is until today. Starting now and throughout the day, I'm going to incrementally post each episode until the entire series is complete. So by the end of the day, there'll be a complete Let's Play series of Eternal Darkness Sanity's Requiem right here on my channel. This is an absolutely phenomenal horror game that was released for the Nintendo GameCube way back in 2002. There's a lot of references and inspiration drawn from Lovecraft horror, and the game deals a lot with the loss of sanity, and even to the point of hallucinating, and even the kind of hallucinations that break the fourth wall and mess with the player directly, adding a really unique dynamic that no other game really has. There's a really great analysis video here on VidMe that was posted by Post-Mesmeric. I hope I'm pronouncing his screen name correctly. I'll leave a link to that in the description of this video. I would encourage you to check that out as well. I could endlessly gush about this game, but to sum it up, this might just be the best game on Earth. It could very well be my favorite game, more than Mass Effect and Halo, and beating out every other major franchise that's out there, and everybody should play it. If you don't have the ability to play it, like if you don't have the game system, I would at least invite you to join me on my journey. So without further ado, here is Eternal Darkness Sanity's Requiem.
This game is one I've been very excited to play. The picture quality, of course, is not that good because it's an older game, but this game is absolutely brilliant, and you're going to see that as we progress in this. And it's something that should have gotten a lot of recognition and a lot of awards for. Silicon Knights were the people who originally developed this, and they're bankrupt now. They don't exist. They bellied up because apparently after they did this game, they did a lot of really not so great stuff. So they just kind of, they lost their business, and it's really too bad because this is a masterpiece. They're also known for redoing Metal Gear Solid when they did the Twin Snakes. But anyway, I'm not going to gabber on too much. I'm just going to start things up. By the way, this is definitely not a blind playthrough, but here we go.
Flesh, bone, bound together with the oddest magical incantation. This wretched book is where it all began so long ago. Before time, before humanity. I am Dr. Edward Roivas. I am a clinical psychologist. I am also dead. This is not my story, nor even the story of the Roivas family. It is the story of humanity. Like it or not, believe it or not, as you will. Your perceptions will not change reality, but simply color it. Humanity has been on the edge of extinction for 2 millennia, ignorant of so much and dependent on so few. The Guardians grow restless. Their time once again near. Whether by fate or misfortune, my family has crossed their path, and they didn't take kindly to it. Their attention turns to my granddaughter, for she is the last of my line, and the last hope for humanity.
Surprise. We're already in the game. We're just jumping right in. How's that for an intro? Didn't suspect that... Oh, geez, ran out of ammo. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't expect that he was going to go right into the game the first time.
Remember me, Alex?
Hello?
Miss Alexandra Roivas?
Yeah, who's this?
This is Inspector LaGrasse of the Rhode Island Police. I'm sorry to disturb you, but there's been an accident with your grandfather.
I'll be on the next flight out.
Interestingly enough, the last name, Roivas, Roivas is the word savior spelled backwards. And this guy that we're about to hear talking was the guy in Terminator, the therapist guy who got stabbed in the knee.
Miss Roivas, I'm pleased to meet you. I trust you had a pleasant trip?
Yes, I suppose so, considering.
Yes, my condolences. This is most unpleasant. It's a shame we couldn't meet under brighter circumstances.
Yes, it is. Can we get this over with, please?
Of course, this way. But I must warn you, it's not a pleasant sight. I'm afraid there's not much to see.
Ooh.
Miss Roivas,
What could that be all about?
is that your grandfather, Edward?
Yes, it's him. He's wearing our family ring. I don't understand. Why are you showing me this? Can't you check dental records or something? What is wrong with you?
I'm sorry. It's my job, lady. You're the only living relative, and no, we can't check dental records. There's no head. None of this makes sense. There's no sign of intrusion, and there was certainly a lot of force used here. I have never seen anything like this in my 20 years on the force. We have no evidence except for the body, and what's left doesn't say much. Ugh, we don't have a single clue.
Well, you better find out who did this. I'm not leaving Rhode Island until you do. There must be some clue in this old mansion revealing what happened. I want answers.
So do I. I wish I had some.
2 weeks later. Shocked by her grandfather's mysterious death and frustrated at the incompetence of the local police, Alex vows to uncover the truth. She decides to search the mansion, the place where Edward conducted his research. If there was a tie to his past, and possibly a tie to his murder, it would be here. Yes, so, as I'm doing with my Mass Effect playthrough right now, although this is not a blind playthrough, I am treating it kind of like a blind playthrough in the way that I'm not going to be revealing any spoilers to whoever's viewing this on Twitch or YouTube. I'm just going to let you just stand by and watch the greatness unfold. A wooden plaque is fastened to the door, taking the place of a lock. A colored sigil is carved into the wood above a wide slot. The slot is just wide enough to insert a narrow blade. So that's something that we can't really access until later in the game. So the only thing that I will kind of somewhat spoil, and it's not even really a spoiler, it's more of a game mechanic. What's interesting about this is that as you face enemies in the game, just them looking at you is like traumatizing and shocking to the character on screen. So your sanity meter, you've got a health meter, a magic meter, and a sanity meter, and as your sanity meter goes down, you actually start to hallucinate, and the game will mess with you, sometimes even breaking the fourth wall. And it's actually really quite something. Like sometimes it'll simulate that your TV is turned off, or that the controller has become unplugged. It's fantastic. You're going to see it. So let's try and go in here, shall we? The door is locked. Take a look at this photo. Portraits of ancestral Roivas line the foyer walls. Their faces reveal a dark, brooding edge. There is something about each one that gives the viewer an unsettling feeling. So we can't go in that door yet. But what's this that we have here? Wait. Oh, it just says the same thing as the other photo. Oh. Oh, just read the comments in the stream. A beautiful carriage clock. The hands appear to be stuck, yet the clock continues to tick, with the time permanently set to 3:33. There is a key in the back of the clock, presumably for winding it. Should Alex take the key? Yes. Alex picks up the desk clock and pulls the key from it. However, there is something odd about the key. It isn't for winding it at all. It looks like a dresser key. You have found a dresser key. What's that? America's Thanksgiving and it's snowing already. Oh, is it snowing where you are right now? Oh, jeez. Over here in the East Coast, it hasn't started doing that yet. Thank goodness. Oh my goodness, I actually sort of got lost for a split second. Oh yeah, this is where I'm supposed to go. I can go in here, but it's actually not really useful yet. That's not until much later in the game. Sort of interesting, though. You can read about some of the stuff in the library here. These books contain the history of the Roivas family. Genealogy, birth and death records, deeds and rights. The Roivas history is a troubled one. As Mediterranean immigrants, the early Roivas were shunned by other settlers in North America. Suspected of witchcraft, the Roivases were convicted during the witch hunts, forcing them into hiding. As memories faded, the Roivas rebuilt their lives. Cool. Do they all say that? Oh yeah, I guess that's... Oh, that's another interesting gameplay mechanic that you'll find out later. If you run too much or you fight too much, your character actually will get fatigued. So you can't run anymore, and you can't fight. You can just kind of slowly stumble away. So that's something to really be careful of. And if you're in close quarters, like if you're in a hallway, your sword will collide, with the wall or whatever, and it'll interrupt your swing, which is interesting. Most games don't even do that. The books in this corner seem to focus on the supernatural, the writings of Poe, Lovecraft, the poetry of Blake, and the art of Bosch. In other words, all the kinds of things that inspired this game. Everything with tied to ethereal horror or fantasy. It is all here, a reference library to the arcane. Was this Alex's grandfather's secret hobby? Oh. Let's see, what do we got over here? Oh, just stuff to look at. Yee. You'd think that you'd take some less creepy family photos. Jeez. This looming grandfather clock seems to stand ominously in the corner, gazing in on this empty room, with an almost patriarchal air. As he moves left and right to adjust the hands, should Alex adjust the clock hands? Yes. I'm just gonna hazard a guess that it should go 3:33. Yup. No problem. When you fell asleep during my last stream. Oh, that's not a problem at all. Not a problem. Okay, so we got a lot going on in this room. Before I pick up that obvious flashing item, let's see, what do we got here? An aged page set inside a glass frame hangs on the wall. An insane scribbling covers the page, incomprehensible to Alex. Perhaps if Alex had some kind of tome, she could decipher it. Or it could be deciphered. Whoops. So let's see, what all do we have in this room? That's dark as hell. A small shrine of candles. Their placement appears to be very deliberate, matching the etchings on the table and walls illustrated. The candles are unlit. Sorry, my words got all screwed up there. What do we got here? A diabolic drawing of a stack of human bodies, each one cemented into place. What twisted psyche could have executed this drawing? Though disturbing, it is meticulously rendered down to the subtlest detail. The precise anatomy of fractured bones and the convolutions of spines and ribs entwine into a mesmerizing sight. So it's a pillar made out of corpses. That is pretty horrific. Oh, you can see down there, there's like the relative size of like one person, so it's like, oh, God, that's disgusting. An ancient Roman weapon, a gladius, is on display above the fireplace mantel. Another token of elegant junk. But it's mine now. And, oh yeah, skip all the tutorial stuff. I know how to do that. Well, you can check that out. I got a sword now. Swing, swing, swing. This is a bizarre drawing of a cyclopean city. Its immense architecture bathed in an unnatural fog. The detail is incredible. As Alex studies it, she can almost imagine the city's inhabitants. Well, I'm glad my sultry voice can put you to sleep. That's good. If you're having sleep issues, hey, geez, maybe I should make one of those. I don't know. I forget what they call them, what the proper name is. But those, those voice recordings that people do, where they purposefully use it to try and relax people and to ease them into sleep. That kind of thing. Maybe I should make some of those. A painting of a jungle-shrouded building. It seems to be a temple in Asia, perhaps from Thailand or Cambodia. Ugh. This looks like some kind of mask. The face is serene in composure, with a faint hint of a smile, tugging at the corners of its mouth and eyes, closed in deep meditation. Yeah, well, in this poorly lit room, it's just terrifying. A large leather-bound antique book rests upon the cluttered desk. Yeah, you wish it was leather. Should Alex read the book? Yes.
Oh, good game. That was fun. And I hope you had as much fun watching. If you liked what you saw, then comment, subscribe, like, and of course share this video on your favorite social network. If you'd like to catch me on Twitch, I occasionally play. You can find me in the description down below. That is it for today's episode. I will see you in the next game.
Sucking spiders. Suck on that. Oh, how do you like that?